Last time we talked with local filmmaker Jason Reid, he and his crew were eulogizing the Sonics move to Oklahoma City in the movie Sonicsgate. Well, then the fellas took a little trip to China.
Yeah, Jason and his guys took a grueling month-long bike ride for their new documentary, Zou, Beijing to Shanghai. Well, Jason joins us on a very big day for him as Zou premieres tonight on KCTS. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
So, Jason, it's really good to see you once again. Last time we talked, you were talking about the Sonics and how terrible it was that they left town. How did you get involved in this project, and what's it all about?
Well, we really wanted to make a different kind of film from Sonicsgate. This is really a travel adventure film, but it has the same level of information that Sonicsgate had. We really delve into what's going on in China now, and we got there about a week after the Beijing Olympics in 2008 ended, and we decided to bicycle 1,000 miles from Beijing to Shanghai to get a more intimate look at the country than you normally see with Western media.
Why did you guys want to make this movie?
Zou translates literally to walk slowly in Mandarin, and we really felt like going to China and taking this bicycle trip, we'd be able to see the country in a way that most tourists don't get to see just going to big cities like Beijing and Shanghai. And really, ultimately, we wanted to open up the dialogue so people here and people in China can better understand each other, and we can learn more about this mysterious country that we don't know enough about here in the United States.
So, yeah, I was going to ask you, how tough is it to make a movie in China? How much government clearance did you have to get?
We actually just went in as tourists. You know, we didn't have big support vehicles or anything that you normally see on a production like this. We carried everything with us on our bikes. We had a whole HD production suite in our panniers, really. And so it was very difficult to make, though. You know, bicycling anywhere from 40 to 70 or 80 miles in a day and shooting a film along the way. There was a lot of challenges involved.
Because you had all that equipment, though, Jason, did anybody talk to you from the government or anything like that?
You know, amazingly enough, no one questioned us the whole time through. You know, we weren't necessarily pulling it out all the time, but no one questioned us. So
take us along. Is it about a 1,000-mile stretch that you did?
Yeah, 1,000 miles.
What did you see, and what struck you the most about the country?
Well, one thing that struck me the most is just you hear about China being this huge economic superpower and growing, but when you get there and see these cities, they're growing at a level 20, 30 times that of Bellevue, and it's happening city after city throughout China. So the scale of growth was just massive. The other thing is you hear about China as this big kind of evil superpower. Well, really, we experienced something totally different. The people were warm, welcoming, and ultimately not oppressed at all, but proud of the country they live in and proud of the things that China has accomplished in the last few years.
So in the movie, you say something pretty profound. You talk about people, passing by people in rural China and realizing you didn't know anything and you wanted to know more about them. It seems like you had really an introspective time. Does the average person in China want the same things that we do?
I mean, I think that the average person in China does. They want a good environment to live in. They want to have, money to pay for their food, and I think that there's a lot more similarities, I think, between our two countries than we realize. And I think through our adventure and through our experience, I think we kind of opened the doors to some of those similarities and be able to learn more about these people in China.
What are those similarities?
Well, I think that we both want to have a good life for ourselves, and we're proud of the countries that we live in and the things we're doing. There's also a lot of differences, though. I mean, the differences in the food that they eat. We experienced a lot of interesting food travels when we were away.
Okay, so of course we cannot have you here without asking you, it's been a couple of years. How tough has it been going through the NBA season without the Sonics in town?
I mean, this year is especially tough because you see the Oklahoma City Thunder, and Kevin Durant is probably the best player in the NBA, if not the top three, and Russell Westbrook, their point guard, who we drafted a couple weeks before the team left, is having an all-star-like year. So to watch those games is really difficult because...
Is it like driving by an old girlfriend's house, or do you still watch?
No, that's
I actually still watch, and it's painful, and it is like driving by that old girlfriend's house. But you can't help but do it.
Jason, so much fun to see you again. Jason Reid, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much.
All right, hey, thanks for having me.
Oh, and free on Fox. I have to remind people we've got some copies of the new documentary. For a chance at winning them, go to free on Fox at q13fox.com. And also, as Lily mentioned, Zou, Beijing to Shanghai tonight. KCTS, check your listings for showtimes.